Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to install the ported heads from the video that I made of porting heads at home. We're gonna do some testing, see how it works. Main reason for digging into this thing is that my intake gaskets are leaking pretty good. Kind of see how it's all damp down there. Every time I park the car you can smell coolant, so see the other side there, it's pretty damp down there. Some get really bad and they pool up right on top of the engine there on the block. This is the old intake from the Ancillary. It's all ported. Nothing crazy on this one. Just a simple port job. And these are the heads here. We have 3500 intake and exhaust valves installed. And some port work. If you go check out that video, you see everything that was done. We even have some flow numbers on these. So I will get back to it and I'll give you guys an update shortly. So it looks like right in here we're just starting to push the gasket out a little. Maybe in here too. Yeah, that's definitely pushed out a little bit there. So it's pretty good timing to get these now. So everything was going pretty good up until this point here, where the shield, the lower shield on the exhaust manifold will not clear the stud for the downpipe there, so it won't drop down, and it's making it a real pain to get a socket on there. But I think I got it now. We'll try to get that off and I should be able to get this manifold off now. Front head's off already, as you just saw. So we'll try this out, see if this works. I don't think that was it. If it is, it's stuck up there. Oh, I don't think the socket's on there yet. Let me try again. So it did actually work. It's just hard to see up there. You can see the bolt hanging out there a little bit. So it did work. Now I just gotta get the top one out and I get this manifold off. Alright, so I got the rear head off now. You can see this one here is starting to go as well, both sides. That's 3 and 5. That one doesn't look too bad. I'm sure if I look at it closely enough that I'll find some other spots that might be going too. So we'll get this cleaned up and get the other heads ready to go on. So when you guys are doing your head gaskets, always make sure you have the bolt holes cleaned out. Just prevent the bolts from not getting torqued correctly. This is just an M11 by 1.5 thread chaser that I'm using here. And it will get any burrs and crud that's out of the hole, or in the threads out of the hole. Another thing you guys want to check is make sure you don't have any coolant in the bottom of your bolt holes. These are not actually open on the bottom. They don't go into coolant. So you just want to make sure that you get all that coolant out of there, or else that will affect your torque readings as well. When getting the coolant out of there, I just take a rag, that's like an old t-shirt here. Just kind of poke it in there with a small screwdriver. Let it sit for a few seconds. And then I'll pull out any coolant that's in the bottom there. That one was fairly dry, so This here is a carbide scraper. This is what I use to clean the deck surface on the block. This stuff scrapes off all the old gasket really nice. Doesn't score like a razor blade would, and is much better than trying to use like a roll lock disc, which you should never use doing this stuff anyways. So I think a few other manufacturers might make these as well, but if you see them, pick one up. It works pretty good. Scrapes rust off stuff too. If you have a little bit of rust buildup like on the ends here, scrapes that all off nice. So one thing to take note of when you guys are building these Grand Ams, Naleros, Malibus, this is the GT, so it came with 2 1/4 exhaust. This is 2 1/4 all the way from the manifold back. In the older Grand Ams, I think 2002 and older, basically all 3400s pretty much, they had a pipe, like they had a double layered pipe, was worse than these ones are, and it would shrink down to like 2 inch or like 1 3/4 inch, 1 7/8 inside, and they were really restrictive for performance. So if you do have an older one, might be a cheap, easy upgrade to look for something 2003 and newer on these Grand Ams. My Alero had 2 inch exhaust from the cat back from the factory, and it also had a 2 1/4 downpipe on it down to the cat. So basically they restricted the exhaust down after the cat on those. So just a quick, easy upgrade for you guys. So this is one of those while you're in there repairs. Just pulling out the distributor plug or the oil pump drive, whatever you want to refer to it as. Basically it's the oil pump drive. It drives the oil pump off the back of the camshaft. They do end up leaking. This one's probably never been done, so we're gonna put a new seal and gasket on there. So this is the part number for the O-ring. As you see, they call it a distributor mounting O-ring. And I like to put this on as well. This is a distributor gasket for like a small block Chev or small block Ford by the looks of it. Fits also many other models. It's just going to go on there as well, and it kind of helps give it an extra seal there. In case the O-ring does start leaking, this will help slow it down. So I decided while the rear manifold was off, I'd do a little bit of porting on it, just to help it out a little bit. I didn't do too much to it. It took about 20 minutes of my lunch break. Just cleaned it up real quick, and it should help out a little bit better than it was before. So just give you a quick look at what the stock one looks like. So that there is what the stock one looks like. So I didn't open it up too much, just kind of enlarged the edges where it's like near the O2 there. Just kind of open that up a little bit more and rounded off the floor a little bit. So I was going to use this intake gasket set here. It came with the head gasket kit I'm using. I bought this kit years ago. It was really cheap, so I picked it up just in case to kind of have around. After installing the gasket here, look at the intake ports. It's kind of hard to see, but it's on this edge here, it's overlapping the port. So this is kind of counterproductive for what I'm trying to do here. I just went ahead and ordered some Felpros. So we're going to install the Felpros and basically throw these away or give them away or keep them for some other project. They might actually work on a small port that might be opened up, so they'll just go back on the shelf for now. We'll get the Felpros installed and I'll show you how much better they line up. And here it is with the Felpros on here. Lots of room around the ports, so no restrictions, and it's just a much better gasket overall. It's a metal gasket with molded rubber on it. They tend to hold up pretty good. So now we'll start getting the rockers on here, push rods, and then I can get the intake on. Just a little bit of a tip for you guys. These heads are older than 2003. These are basically 2000, 2002. So they had the M10 rockers. That's what I've got installed now. These are the M8 rockers. So what that means, if somebody's asking you which rockers you have, the M10 takes a 10mm socket, has a 10mm M10 thread, and these ones take an 8mm socket and have a M8 thread on them. So if you're swapping to a 3500 head, you will need these ones here. This is what all the 2003 and up heads came with. But you can, if you really wanted to, drill and tap the newer heads to the M10 rockers. Just it's a little more of a pain, especially if you're just trying to bolt stuff together real quick. Alright, so it's all back together now. It's pretty much time to fire it up. Got some oil in there, some coolant. There's a couple more things to button up, like the front panel there for the ram air. Not that it really makes a difference right now. So we'll see what happens. Well, apparently I got a misfire. I think one of my new wires might not be on all the way, so we'll check that out and try it again. Alright, so I just had a few spark plug wires crossed over in wrong spots. In the right spot now. Actually sounds pretty good. Nice and smooth. And we'll find out how it actually works out on our road test. Been about 5 or 6 months since installing the heads. I'm very happy with how the car works now. It's much more enjoyable to drive. Pulls harder pretty much everywhere, especially above 3,000. I still have to get a tune on it to get the most out of it, but right now I'm happy with how it works. And we're going to go to the track in another couple of weeks, and we'll see just what these mods will give you for improvement, if any. Might just add to more traction issues, but we'll have to wait till we get to the track and find out. So if you're interested to see the results, make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks again for watching.